Entrepreneurship can feel daunting, intimidating, and like a roller coaster ride, and it comes with its own share of challenges as well as setbacks. Yet there have been many who have taken up the challenge and gone from strength to strength despite many hurdles. And through this series, Your Story is proud to partner with Kotak Mahindra Bank to bring forth stories of such entrepreneurs who have carved their own success stories. And today we are very happy to bring you a fresh episode full of insightful conversation, observations, and financial advice that can help businesses chalk out their own growth strategies. Join me in welcoming Mr. Jothish Kumar, who is the Managing Director of Luca India. Thank you so much, Mr. Jothish, for joining us today. I want to begin by talking to you a little bit about your journey from Thiruvananthapuram to becoming a global leader. Your journey has been very inspiring and exciting. But, when you started out, what were your aspirations?
Thanks, Priya. Aspirations keep changing because when you are passing out of a college, you start your career, then you move on to middle management, then you move on to senior management. But in principle, the aspiration remains same, that wherever you are, you try and come as number one. Whether it's a question of your studies, your question of your working style, when you come to business, largely you keep that, you come as number one wherever. That aspiration will lead you to different status in career, in your studies, your working, all this comes. So aspiration is definitely driven by the thought process saying that you need to be number one where you are.
Right. Across your entire journey, you have used these two words or this phrase, why not? And that's perhaps been the secret ingredient to your success and to your wonderful career so far. So tell us a little bit about how this phrase, why not, really changed your life.
Actually, if you look at the book which I have written, the title is Ask Why, Think Why Not. It is a 50%, 50%. So it always comes in as a statement to my mind that ask why means whatever is happening today, let us say it is left to right, right to right, whatever is happening, the first question is that ask why is it happening so? Then you always look at the next part, which is why not, something different. This why not have two features. One is why not on a, like you mentioned about aspiration. Why not we do something different and better? So the goals which you set always is in those parameters. That is, one is, this is what is happening. Ask why, then think why not, comes about pitching it into the next level. It also adds another statement as why not do it in a different fashion. For example, in my own book, if you look at, one title says, if you are in Rome, don't do like Romans. So it mentions about something different way of doing and also looking at things in a different angle. That is what we call it as why not.
Right. I want to talk a little bit about the risks along the way because you've been a risk taker moving from Finalex to Havels and now to launching Lucre in India. Tell us, how you're able to be the face out there, be strong and take these kind of risks, because that's what really made you bring Lucre to India.
Different people address this in different ways. Someone says it is risk, someone says challenge, someone says opportunity. I have always seen as opportunity and challenge goes together because everyone have mentioned it several times. Opportunity comes with a mask of a problem. So if you need to do something different, like I mentioned earlier, you need to look at opportunity in a way we call it as risk. So if you are wanted to show yourself as a performer, then you need to go into an area in which you should be able to perform. So in a company which is already performing very well, you be a part of it. Sometimes you do not get an opportunity to do. So if there are companies not which is doing well, or somebody is going slow, company which is small, then your opportunity levels are high. So I always look at opportunity. It could be looked at in a way as risk. It could be looked at in another way as challenge also. So I would always look at the opportunity available if it could be in a phase of risk or, I mean, as a challenge. So the path of mine is always used to be that wherever you see an opportunity, that is getting converted into business or whatever it is.
Right, interesting insight out there. But I also want to talk a little bit about, what are the key things that you're doing to stay on top of the game? Because I believe recently you recorded a turnover of around 300 crore rupees, and you're also looking at a huge amount of expansion. So tell us a little bit about your strategies out there.
See, if you when you talk about business, business is more of we call it as sustained profitable growth. We call it as SPG. Profitable growth. Growth have to be profitable and it is should be sustainable also. So this SPG comes out of a formula which we call it as in physics we have studied force is equal to mass into acceleration. So mass in business we call it as the turnover and acceleration we call it as the percentage of profit. In absolute numbers, if you are able to create a value for the company which is derived out of this formula, that is how we grow. In business, once again, we mention as no business you can be stagnant. It has to either go down or it have to go up. So the opportunity is always to grow up. The speed at which you grow again depends upon how fast you are able to implement strategies, and that is how the key factor in steering growth as far as Looker is concerned.
Right. Tell us a little bit about, the challenges that you faced while building Looker in India, and according to you, what would be the top three challenges that you really faced out there?
See, today you look at many people talk about opportunity is coming on the other side of coin as, like you mentioned, challenge. Even difficult times which we go through this pandemic and all that, which is also to certain people it's an opportunity. So considering the situation, we convert all these problems into business. But the most important factor which is coming as far as growth is concerned today is the speed at which you are able to do things. The entire business industry has become highly volatile, in which speed is a key factor today. The first one who is able to convert this opportunity naturally becomes a leader in the market. So, irrespective of the country in which we pitch, irrespective of products in which we pitch, we ensure that the strategies which we go as far as speed is concerned, it is well focused and converted into business.
Right. Thanks for that. I want to talk a little bit about, the financial journey that you've gone through, because, you've had Kotak Mahindra Bank as a key financial partner in the journey. So tell us a little bit about how the bank has really supported you through your journey.
See, today, if you look at, we have been one of the companies which have grown very rapidly. You can imagine within a span of 7 years, we are touching 350 crores and we are looking at 1,000 crores by 2025. It is, if the business is like a car, the fuel is the working capital or the money which is pumping. The best part of Kotak is that you are able to catch up with the speed at which we are going. So the bureaucracy and things which we normally call it as public sector or even certain private, that is not seen in Kotak. It is a more of a flat organization. So you are able to judge the organization interest very fast and able to scale up your financial support. Otherwise, what will happen is we will be trying to, do a lot of, I mean, goal setting and all that, but ultimately financial support from the bank is extremely important. Most important thing on timely basis. If it is you have to be given today, you are able to speed at which we are working. So that is a great advantage being working with Kotak.
Right. A final question before I let you go, in terms of what is the next stage of growth for Luca looking like in terms of scaling up the business? You said 1,000 crores revenues just around the corner, but what will it take to reach that 1,000 crore rupees?
The advantage is the government also is promoting local manufacturing compared to other Chinese and all that. So we have put up the first one of the largest LED manufacturing plant in Coimbatore, which is running extremely well. We are moving into the second phase of putting up one of the most modern fans manufacturing unit in Coimbatore, which have just started. So one is aspiration, another one is, like you mentioned, a dream, which is followed by vision, followed by action. So 2025, when we look at 1,000 crores, we have already planned, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is distribution, things are in the pipeline. So we don't see any, hiccups as far as achieving these numbers. A certain element of break was there because of pandemic, but now it has become a part of business today. So that also we don't see as a problem which can come across in achieving our numbers by at least 1,000 crores by 2025.
All right. On that note, thank you very much for joining us today. It's really been a pleasure speaking with you, and we wish you all the very best in your journey to 1,000 crore rupees. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Priya.